In section 3, we are going to look at special right triangles, and there are two special right triangles. The first one being a 45-45-90 triangle, where it talks about the measures of the angles. So two of the acute angles are 45 degrees, and then of course we have our 90-degree angle. In this type of special right triangle, the hypotenuse is square root 2 times as long as each leg. So the ratio is 1:1 to square root 2. Because both of the angles are 45 degrees, this is one of those cases where we have an isosceles right triangle. So because we have two 45-degree angles, the sides opposite those angles are congruent, which happens to be the legs. So those both have length x, and the hypotenuse ends up being x times the square root of 2. And we're actually going to take a look at a proof of this to show why that relationship exists. So we're going to start with the idea that the lengths of our legs are x. Because it is an isosceles triangle, they have to be the same. So instead of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we have x squared plus x squared equals c squared, because both of those legs are the same. So it comes from the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So now we have 2x squared equals c squared. And in order to solve for c, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So we get c equals, we can't take the square root of 2 because it's not a perfect square, and then the square root of x squared is just x, so we get c equals x times the square root of 2. So that's where we get that relationship for the hypotenuse of our 45-45-90 triangle. So let's take a look at a few examples. So our first example, we want to solve for x and y. Well, we know one of the legs is 4 square root 3, so my other leg x has to be 4 square root 3 because the legs are the same. The hypotenuse y is the leg x times the square root of 2. Well, we know x is 4 square root 3, so we have 4 square root 3 times 2, the square root of 2. And then we can multiply square roots, so the square root of 3 times the square root of 2 gives us that y equals 4 times the square root of 6. That's going to be the length of our hypotenuse. We can also work our way backwards. We know the length of the hypotenuse is 2 square root 2. We want to find the lengths of our legs x. So we know that the hypotenuse, 2 square root 2, is going to equal the length of a leg x times the square root of 2. Well, in order to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by the square root of 2. So we get that x equals, and then 2 square root 2 divided by square root 2. The square root 2's are going to cancel, so we're left that x equals 2. So the length of our legs is 2. And our last example is the same type, where we want to solve for the lengths of our legs, x and y, which we know they're going to be equal. So we know x equals y, and we know that 9 is our hypotenuse. It equals our leg x times the square root of 2. So we're going to do the same thing where we divide both sides by the square root of 2. But unlike before where the square roots canceled, they don't in this case. So we end up with 9 divided by the square root of 2. But we don't like to divide by square roots, so we do something that's called rationalizing the denominator. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root so that we don't have to divide by a square root. So our numerator becomes 9 times the square root of 2, and our denominator, so when we do square root 2 times square root 2, we get the square root of 4, and the square root of 4 is 2, so we get 9 square root of 2 over 2. And 9 over 2 doesn't simplify, so we're going to leave this as our final answer. The harder of the two special right triangles is the 30-60-90 triangle, where the hypotenuse is 2 times as long as the shortest leg, and the longest leg is square root 3 times longer than the shorter leg. So the ratio is 1 to square root 3 to 2. So the reason why the 30-60-90 is more difficult is because the relationships aren't as nice per se, because before we just knew the legs were the same. In this case, the shorter leg is always opposite the 30-degree angle, and the longer leg is always opposite the 60-degree angle. And then the hypotenuse is 2 times x. We're going to look at a proof of this relationship as well to kind of figure out where the relationship for the longer leg comes from. So to start off, we're not actually going to start off with a right triangle in the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to start off with an equilateral triangle. We're going to assume I can draw an equilateral triangle, A, B, and C. And then we're going to draw the altitude in this triangle as well. So because it is an equilateral triangle, we know that all of the angles are 60 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and label one of the bases of my right triangle X. One thing that happens when we draw an altitude in an equilateral triangle is it splits the other side in half. So that's where if our one segment is got a length of x, the whole side is going to have a length of 2x. So that's where we get that BC has a length of 2x. Now all that's left to do is find the length of our other leg in our right triangle. And this is where the Pythagorean theorem comes in. So instead of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we're going to have x squared plus b squared equals, and instead of c, we're going to have 2x in parentheses and then squared. So we end up with x squared plus b squared equals, and then when we square 2x, we square the 2 and the x. So we're going to end up with 4x squared. We're going to subtract x squared from both sides, so we get b squared equals 3x squared. Then we're going to take the square root of both sides, and we get b equals, we can't take the square root of 3, it's not a perfect square, but the square root of x squared is just going to be x, and then we still have square root 3. So that's how we get the relationship for the longer leg being x times the square root of 3. Comes from an equilateral triangle, and then drawing the altitude in that triangle. So let's do some examples with 30, 60, 90 triangles. So in our first example, we know the length of our shorter leg, which is opposite the 30-degree angle, is 2 square root 3. So our longer leg, y, we take our shorter leg, 2 square root 3, and we multiply it by square root 3. So that's going to give us 2 times the square root of 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. Now we can actually take the square root of 9. It's 3. So instead of 2 times the square root of 9, it becomes 2 times 3. So that gives us that y equals 6. In the hypotenuse of a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse, which in this case is x, is 2 times the length of our shorter leg, which is 2 square root 3. In this case, we're going to do 2 times 2, so we're going to get that our hypotenuse x is 4 times the square root of 3. In our second example, we're given the length of the leg opposite the 60-degree angle, so the longer leg. So first we want to solve for our shorter leg. So we know our longer leg, 5 square root 2, equals the shorter leg, which is x, times the square root of 3. So in order to solve for our shorter leg x, we're going to divide both sides by the square root of 3. So we end up with x equals 5 square root 2 over the square root of 3. But just like when we're doing the 45, 45, 90 triangles, we don't like to divide by square roots. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3. So we end up with 5, and then the square root of 2 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 6. And in our denominator, the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 equals the square root of 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So we end up with 5 square root 6 over 3, and 5 over 3 doesn't simplify, so that is going to be our final answer. Now all that's left to do is to solve for the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse, y, is 2 times the shorter side, which we now know is 5 square root 6 over 3. So when we multiply 2 times 5 square root 6 over 3, technically this is 2 over 1. So when we multiply, we do 2 times 5. So we get 10 square root 6 over 1 times 3, which is 3. So 10 square root 6 over 3 is going to be the length of our hypotenuse. Last example, we are given our hypotenuse. So we want to solve for the length of our shorter side first. Because we know our hypotenuse 3 is equal to 2 times the length of our shorter leg, which in this case, opposite the 30-degree angle, is b. So to solve for b, we'll divide both sides by 2, and we get that b is 3 halves. And we are going to leave it as a fraction. So now to solve for our longer leg, a, that's going to be our shorter leg, b, times the square root of 3. Well, we now know the shorter leg b is the length of 3 halves, which we're going to multiply by the square root of 3. The square root of 3 can be written as over 1, so when we multiply, we are multiplying 3 times the square root of 3, which is going to stay 3 square root 3, and in the denominator we're doing 2 times 1, which is 2. So the length of our longer leg is 3 square root 3 over 2. Just a few more examples. So in example 7, we are given the length of our longer leg is 6. So first we want to solve for the length of our shorter leg. So we know that 6 is going to equal our shorter leg y times the square root of 3. So we're going to divide both sides by the square root of 3. So we get y equals 6 over square root 3, which we don't like dividing by the square root. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3, which is going to give us 6 square root 3 over 3. But this time when I check, 6 divided by 3 is actually 2. So we end up that the length of our shorter leg is 2 times the square root of 3. So now to solve for our hypotenuse x, we're going to do 2 times our shorter leg y, which we now know is 2 times 2 square root 3, and 2 times 2 is 4. So we got our hypotenuse x has a length of 4 square root 3. So in example 8, we're combining our two. The triangle on the left is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, and the triangle on the right is going to be a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we're going to start by solving for x in the 45, 45, 90. So we know our hypotenuse 8 is the length of the leg x times the square root of 2. So we're going to divide both sides by the square root of 2. We get x equals 8 over square root 2, which we don't like dividing by the square root, so we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2, and we get 8 times the square root of 2 over 2, and 8 divided by 2 does simplify, so we end up with x equals 4 square root 2. Now that we know x, we can solve for missing sides in our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So x is the side opposite our 30-degree angle. So it is the length of our shorter leg. So in order to solve for y, which is our hypotenuse, y is going to be 2 times the shorter leg x. So it's going to be 2 times 4 square root 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. So y is going to equal 8 square root 2. And lastly, our longer leg z is going to equal our shorter leg x times the square root of 3, which we now know our shorter leg is 4 square root 2 times the square root of 3. When we multiply the square root of 2 times the square root of 3, we end up with 4 times the square root of 6. So z has a length of 4 square root 6. Last example, we have a rectangle with a diagonal, and we end up with two 30, 60, 90 right triangles. We are given the length of our longer leg, because it is opposite the 60-degree angle. So first we're going to solve for x. So our longer leg 12 equals our shorter leg x times the square root of 3. So we're going to divide both sides by the square root of 3. So we get x equals 12 over the square root of 3. Multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3. We get 12 times the square root of 3 over 3. And we can do 12 divided by 3. So we get x equals 4 square root 3. So lastly, we want to solve for our hypotenuse y, which is 2 times our shorter leg x. Now that we know x is 4 square root 3, it's 2 times 4 square root 3. And 2 times 4 is 8, so y equals 8 square root 3. So very important that you know the relationships for the 45, 45, 90 and 30, 60, 90 special right triangles. We will be using these again in a later section when we start talking about trig functions and the trig ratios that exist in our right triangles. So as you're working on the assignment, please let me know if you have any questions.